If we cannot help our employees feel safe and good and nurtured and valued, your company is going to get lower margins long term. So that's a financial loss. You're going to have huge recruitment costs. They cost enormous amount of money to recruit people, to retrain them, to lose expertise because people are demotivated. It costs an enormous amount of money for companies to have people off sick with mental health problems. So there's a huge financial loss long term in not caring about people. And there's a huge humanistic loss in the human cost of people going to work and spending most of their life in an environment that feels rubbish. And we know from research in the UK that the majority of people going to work do not like their job. They don't want to go to work. They don't like it. That should tells you something really important, that most companies are not getting this right. Yeah, they're really created cultures where people don't feel valued, don't feel cared for. So how do we start showing the sense of care? I mentioned some of them before. Actually have a genuine curiosity and care for your staff. Know and ask them about their children. How are your children? Know how old they are. Know their birthdays. Know what they like and appreciate. So you can show these little moments of care. Maybe get their child a little present that you know they would like based on this information. That's how we show care in action. If you know things about their life and that one of your staff is going through a divorce, make sure and figure out what support they need. Get everybody to chip in a bit. That will make them feel part of a family culture and feel cared for. It's showing that I know you, I know your life, I know what's going on inside you, your stresses, your worries, what you enjoy, and I take action to help support your joy and nurturement and to try and reduce your amount of stress in your life. That's what care is, to be able to show that consistently. And to do that, you have to actually be curious about people's lives, your employees' lives. Otherwise, it won't land as a sense of care because you're not able to take precise, specific action that is supportive for their stress or help support things that they value, right? So this is really important, and it's individual. Each employee will have different histories, enjoy different things, be stressed about different things. Yeah. And if you know this, you can show care. If you know one of your staff is really, really stressed coming in early in the morning because they have kids, tell them, hey, come half an hour later and you can just work half an hour later if that's what you need. Or we can find a different structure that works for you. That shows a sense of care. It shows that you know something about them and is acting in their best interest. Yeah, this is a really key component. Another part that is important is you could do little check-ins. You know, what we often say to couples is, if you lose touch with each other's world for too long, you start drifting apart, feeling disconnected. Well, the same will happen with co-workers. So this is where having little check-ins in the morning, you could get your team together, sit around in a little circle and just get people to share one thing they're looking forward to today. And that will also tell you early warning signs if somebody's getting depressed because they're probably not looking forward to anything on a repeated basis. Yeah, so it can tell you early warning signs when people are in distress, so you can intervene and show support before it's too late and they go off and have to be sick and get really depressed. Yeah, so it's not only for early intervention, but also it could be, what is it that you're looking forward to today and what is something that's stressing you? That allows you to come in and be a support system and then look at, as a team together, how can we support this person? Yeah. And that means suddenly people start feeling they're part of a community, which is a key part of human well-being, of feeling part of a community, a social structure, a social support system. Probably, I would say, the number one most important factor for human well-being, and probably one of the key things that are missing in most workplaces. Hence why people often feel alone, get anxiety, get depression, and struggle to have a sense of meaning and purpose and enjoyment in going to work. Yeah, so you can do that with something that simple. It's not the only thing, there's lots of things, but that's one example of something you can actually start doing. So really start the day with human connection. Make it a priority instead of, again, a beautiful poster. And this also helps encourage a sense of vulnerability. It builds trust within the team. It creates emotional safety. It helps team members feel supported by each other. And it prevents that silent suffering that often leads to disengagement and mental health issues. So instead of this philosophy of individualism that we have cultivated for too long, is everybody handle their own problem, start creating a culture. Your problem is our problem. And I tell you, your culture, your staff motivation, will change significantly. Your retention rate will improve significantly. The output from those employees will improve significantly. And most of all, you'll actually have created an environment that create happy, nurturing, supported people that want to come to work and are not doing it purely for external motivation in the financial sense of what you pay them. If that's all you have to offer, they're going to jump ship the second somebody offer them the same job for more money. Yeah, if you create a culture of real care and nurturement and safety and support that I talked about today, then they won't just jump ship because somebody offered them a little bit more money. They will certainly come to you, talk to you about it, see what they can do to stay, and they will have a sense of loyalty as well. Because loyalty is a sense of mutual care, whether it's a romantic relationship, a work relationship. Mutual reciprocal care is what creates a sense of attachment, of care, of alignment, of commitment to someone or something.